Hey guys, what's happening? Yeah, I thought I'd jump on because I am fully committed to the challenge that I took on just recently, which started on the 1st, and I don't know that I'll do 90 days of lives. That sounds like a task I'm just... Well, let's put it this way. I don't want to get on unless I'm creating value. So, hey, how are you, Emily? Is it Emily Sue or Emily? So definitely tell me if you're on and tell me if you're watching the replay. This is Amanda Archibald from Monument, Colorado. Tonight's homecoming night. My boy is a sophomore, and I have raised him to kick butt on the dance floor and to be a very confident man. And it's interesting tonight, the stories that I made up in my head as I was running them around because it was super disorganized. And that's okay. That's a learning curve for my boy, and he chose to not ask a date this time to this dance and to just go with a big group. So it was a group of like 16 people, and then it ended up being like probably 30 kids. Some of them had dates, some of them didn't. So I was cool with that. Cool with that. Just kept being cool with that. And then the restaurant sitch was odd. So anyway, I'm thinking about if there's anyone on I'm public, so I probably won't go into too much. But anyway, have you guys thought about we know we make up stories, but when you're a parent and you start making up stories and express them, then that creates a space where your kid probably wasn't making up that story and didn't need to make up a story that you made up out of your own fear. So that was an interesting piece going on in my head because I really wanted to express the story I made up about the situation tonight. But my boy just said, dude, I'm going in there and gonna rock this out. And it was a proud moment. I'm super proud of my boy. Not only is he including of people, but he can be in pretty much any social group and hold his ground. So that made me proud. Hey, Frank. But man, when you're a mom and you are raising your children, you have to be super careful to not put your fear into them, because it's my fear. It's my stories that I make up, are not necessarily his stories. So that was an interesting learn tonight, because I think as parents we get very like mama bear like response if we see something that's off, but really all kids are insecure. All kids at a dance are for sure insecure. So I've really taught Corbin to just show up and rock it out. And he has no problem going into the dance alone or with one buddy. And I'm so proud of him for that. At the same time, it's interesting what stories he didn't make up about some scenarios tonight. So that just kind of made me super aware as a mom, like what am I breathing into my kids? What is the life that I'm breathing into them? And then what are the fears that I'm breathing into them? So this is when you find out these things. You find these things out when they have real live situations where they get to choose. I remember when Corbin, or actually, I really try not to say my kids' names on live, so I remember when both my boys were in a bus accident when we lived up in the mountains a couple years ago. And the reporters really wanted some juicy details because they really wanted to fight the city on seat belts and all that stuff. They just really wanted to take this bus driver out. Now, she was under the influence of like 6 drugs apparently, and 5 or 6 drugs, and she literally turned the bus over in a mountain town on a swervy, windy road. And so the interviewers were interviewing my boys, and she's really trying to like prime them for a emotional, distraught, stressed out response. And I'll never forget, my boy was like, I've been through a lot. This didn't faze me at all, and I plan on getting on the bus tomorrow. She's all, what? How is a 12-year-old boy, how does he have that response? So those are the times when you really find out what you've bred in your kids. Is it fear? Is it love? Is it insecurity? Is it groundedness? So I have to say I'm super proud tonight of all the choices that my oldest boy has made for this high school scenario. And who knows who's watching that might know him or at the school or any of the kids. But I just want to encourage you to keep breathing life into your kids. They will show up exactly how you train them to be. And keep the communication open. It's huge. Like, I talk about everything with my boys on an adult level, and I always have. So we talk about the hard stuff. I let them vocalize how they feel, especially because the reason I let them vocalize and encourage them to vocalize how they feel is because 90% of the time, it's not anything near what I feel or what I think they feel. So that's been an interesting thing as a mom of 2 boys, because their emotions are way different than mine. So to not make them super triggered or super emotional because I need them to be emotional about everything. That's another one. Like, really, really choosing out of they need to be responding a certain way in order to be blah, blah, blah. So, hope you guys are doing awesome. I'm going to be up late tonight because I am picking up after the dance, which ends at 11. So, oh boy, hopefully he's rocking it out on the dance floor because that's what I've taught him, and that is really awesome. I actually talked to some of his buddies when we were out by the lake taking photos, and Corbin wasn't there yet because his dad was bringing him down, and I was like, dude, are you guys gonna rock it out on the dance floor? And they're like, yeah, if Corbin's there, we're gonna rock it out. And I'm just like, that's right. Love you guys. Keep going, keep parenting strong, keep open communication, and just love on your boys and girls. And confidence is everything. Confidence is why you make quality decisions, because you're grounded in who you are. If you can instill that in your kids ASAP, it's worth it. Love you guys.